Like if you found the video valuable. The rain fell in sheets as Detective Lena Hart pulled up to the old Bramblethorn Inn. Perched on the edge of town, the inn was the kind of place locals avoided, too quiet, too old, too forgotten. But tonight, it was the scene of a crime that didn't make sense. Checked in at 7:43 p.m. under the name John Doyle, the innkeeper, Mrs. Hauser, told her. She was a wrinkled woman with a practiced smile that never quite reached her eyes. He paid in cash, requested room 9. By morning, he was gone. Only, she hesitated, then handed over a plastic evidence bag. Inside was a torn, blood-stained pillowcase. No one saw him leave? Lena asked. Mrs. Hauser shook her head. And no one else had that room. Lena walked down the narrow corridor, floorboards creaking under every step. Room 9 sat at the far end, its door still locked from the inside. There was no sign of forced entry. The windows were latched, no fire escape. Inside, the bed looked slept in, rumpled but undisturbed. The bathroom was spotless, no toothbrush, no luggage, no wallet. Just a faint iron scent lingering in the air. Then Lena noticed something. The room key wasn't on the nightstand. It was still in the lock, inside the room. She examined the guest book in the front office. Between the pages dated October 4th and 6th, a gap, pages torn out. She frowned. Can I see the security footage? She asked. We don't have any, Mrs. Hauser replied too quickly. It's a quiet place. Never needed it. Lena didn't buy that. She climbed up to the attic where a tangled mess of wires fed into a dusty DVR. She plugged in her tablet and reviewed the files. The hours between 7 p.m. and midnight were corrupted, glitchy static and missing timestamps. Intentional. Back in the room, Lena noticed something in the wardrobe. Pressed flat between old wire hangers was a pressed linen shirt, blood on the cuff. Tucked into the pocket was a dry cleaning tag, Arthur Doyle. Not John Doyle. She ran the name through the system. Arthur Doyle was a corporate accountant last seen 2 weeks ago, reportedly traveling alone to finalize a merger deal for a pharmaceutical firm. Not the kind of man who just disappeared. Lena interviewed the inn's other guests, an older couple, a traveling salesman, and a woman who claimed to be a fiction writer. All pleasant, all calm, all too calm. That night, Lena stayed in room 9. She placed her service pistol on the bedside table and waited. At 2:14 a.m., the overhead light flickered. A soft hum began from behind the walls, like a generator kicking in. Then she heard it, footsteps above. But the attic was empty. She stepped into the hallway. Silence. She turned back, and her blood ran cold. The key in the lock was gone. From behind her, the wardrobe door creaked open. Lena turned, pistol raised. Nothing. Except, in the mirror opposite the bed, she saw it, him. Arthur Doyle. Standing behind her, face pale, eyes hollow. Blood dripping from his temple. She spun. Empty room. The next morning, she found something slipped under the door, a flash drive. It contained CCTV footage from another hotel, Doyle's real destination. On it, a man with slicked back hair tailed him through the lobby. Same man as the traveling salesman from Bramblethorn Inn. Lena arrested him before he could check out. He cracked after 3 hours. Arthur Doyle had uncovered a money laundering ring in the company he was auditing. The assassin lured him to the inn, posing as a fellow guest. The staff had been paid to stay quiet, remove records, and erase footage. What they hadn't planned for was Arthur fighting back and bleeding out in a locked room. His body was hidden behind a false panel in the wardrobe. They never expected him to show her skull. The end.